Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever. And welcome to a mod review. No, we're not reviewing this. This is the SES Scania. Nor this. Actually, I'm going the wrong way, but never mind. Nor are we reviewing this. Nor this, the RGL. There are many reviews of this Scania out here in existence. However, we're not reviewing this one. Nor this one. But we are going to have a look at this one. This is the R700. Now, from what I can gather, I suspect that this mod was created at about the time when this truck was being built. And you see these Scanias knocking around with this high roof quite commonly now. They're becoming fairly common. But this truck and replaced effectively this model, the old R series. You had that, the R7, the R next gen, and you have the S next gen. But this mod was done at about the time that the Scania Next Gen was undergoing testing, because it was all underneath a lot of adhesive plastic, like plastic film, to hide what the truck was going to look like. So nobody really knew what it was look like. But we'd had this shape going round for some time. So it was only because of that this shape came to be. They, whoever it is, possibly thought it was going to look like an evolution of the R series. And to be honest, I'm actually quite surprised on how well this truck actually looks. It is an absolutely beautiful truck to look at. More of an evolution of the R series. A 4x2, and that's a 6x2. As you can see, there's certainly a lot of similarities. The cheek fairings, which when Scania removed them off the streamline, kind of made the truck look like it was missing something. Because Bertone did a good job when he started this truck. So, let's take a look at this. Right, we have one cab option, we have a multitude of chassis options: 4x2, 4x4, 6x2 with a fixed middle rear axle, 6x2 tag axle, non-lifting, 6x2 mid-lift. Yes, that says tag lift, I know. That says mid-lift, it should be the other way round. That is a tag lift wrongly marked up as a mid-lift. That's quite a common Nordic spec if any of you like to drive stuff like that, and it's certainly a combination that I normally use. 6x4, again, quite a common combination for Nordic countries and those operating things like dump trucks, motorway, waste disposal, that kind of thing. And if you're into really heavy stuff, you've got this. However, that's a chassis that we're going to be looking at today. Engines. A mixture of Euro 5 and Euro 6 from 380 to 1150 horsepower. Obviously with the 700 horsepower engine in there for good measure, hence R700. This engine here and this engine here are Scania's marine spec. These are genuine figures. Yes, Scania's 16.4 litre V8 will crank out 1150 horses reliably in marine trim. So, let's move on to the gearboxes. A series of 12 speed, 6 speed and 14 speed with and without a retarder. So I'll go for this one here. Yeah, I think it's got like a torque converted gearbox. Quite a low differential gearbox there. So we'll go with this one, 2.71. It's got quite a low revving gearbox. Now the interiors. This is where this truck really excels. You can see it's based on the original top line because it curves down there. Where at the back you can see that it does not. That's not really a major problem. Yes, it probably would fire off someone's OCD, but yeah. So we have the 5 Series based interior with the dual scale clocks. Both on the UK spec and the European spec. Now as a British driver in Europe, I love this feature. I really do love it. We now have the 6 Series interior on the exclusive standard. Notice, no stereo. No stereo, no GPS. On the UK spec, still has kilometres on the 6 Series. Would be nice for that to be miles. Or at least dual scaled. But that may not be totally possible because of the R700 logo in. So perhaps at some point maybe that can be redone with miles. So we go on to the exclusive cabs. We have the exclusive 5 Series base interior. Although I do like that colour. Now, we do have a lot of bedding here, and this lights up. I would like to see that carried across here on the bed, and also the light pipes for the seat as well. That would be a nice feature. Perhaps take them off the standards and put them on here. After all, that's just a standard cab. It's got glowing seats. 6 Series again. I think that's actually blanked off. Six Series second style. Not keen on the orange stitching. I think grey stitching probably would have been better. It's a little bit overpowering. It does kind of get in the way. Well, I suppose it goes with the theme to there. So I'm not going to complain too much. So we'll take our cab, we'll take the exclusive left-hand drive. Paint schemes. Full range of presets and customizables. From dark blue, white, red, green, orange, another shade of red, ivory, customizable, metallic amber, citrine, which goes nicely with the light coloured exclusive, metallic, heavy haulage. I'm not keen on that, but some people might like it. Virtual R700, Road Emperor. Personally, I would remove that, and remove that, and remove heavy haulage, and just have the stripes up there. Flip paint support. IT service, AFT, and this lovely paint scheme here. It's just, there's a dot somewhere I need to, that's it. Let's turn that off there so we can see everything. I think she's slightly out of position here because her feet are shown here. I personally would crop it so it doesn't appear on this, and maybe get rid of this guy's face here, and possibly have the woman posed in a slightly different pose on this side, rather than simply copying and flipping the image. And obviously on the back there where she's got like angel wings, although the Scania logo there does kind of detract from it. But that is, on the whole, it is a very nice piece of artwork. Nexion. Don't know who they are. I like that. Not keen on that. But I suppose it kind of goes with the theme of the truck. After all, King of the Road. And the Vengeance. I think that R700 would be better in blue. And maybe have uh, Vengeance or R700 here instead of Road Emperor, or even Highline or Topline, or maybe Intercooler or something like that. Road Emperor doesn't quite fit. So let's pick my colour. So there we are, our colour is picked. And moving on to the customization. We have a lot. Last truck I saw with this much, last Scania I saw with this much customization was the RJL. And that's no bad thing to see this much on. So let's start from the top. If you like hauling 4.4 or 4.5 meter high trailers, you've got two additional roof deflectors. Now in Europe, where the height limit is 4 meters, you won't necessarily need them. Of course, that is level with roughly level with 4 meters in height. You have a series of antenna options. Twin antennas there and there. Right antenna there. Left antenna there. Mirror antenna there and there. Personally speaking, I think they are kind of in the wrong place. Not to worry, I ain't bothered about that. Or you can have them on with both roof mirrors, and they even come with a light. Yeah, they light up. Not quite sure why, but you know. So I'll put those on. Left and right horns. A recent update with 1.38. Oh, wrong one, wrong dot. And again, you've got standard lights, the space and bonfire, and also Star and Nova from the high value cargo pack. I think what it was then for a second. It would be nice to have the ability to mount third party mods like the Britax lights, but I'm not going to demand it. It just would be nice. Being a 4x2, however, it's not really needed. Okay, this mod also has an add-on for it for the HS lamps. So you get your standard, your samurai, which is a little bit lower, your roof holders for that there. That there. Are they floating? No, they're not. Curved bar. What's it bar there? The Viking, one of the original style roof bars. Not one of my favourites. The light bar. The double light bar with Calso. Lots of light spots there, if you like that kind of thing. HS pack with all the Hydra. Doesn't really suit the shape of this truck. It's designed for, I think, the Scania top line. Same with that one. that one, and that one. So we'll go with this one. Well, on here you've got, it does support Borman's markers, SG trailer designs, and the Britax mod, which also gives me a beacon, but for some reason it hasn't done it. Doesn't support the light box. Supports all of these, as you can see. Supports the construction lights, but doesn't support the bull bar by the same guy. Soltex, what's it mod? So we'll find a light and a horn. Not roar, not screamer. We'll go for tone. I'll put his counterpart on that side. Okay. Already I've spent 1.5 million kroner. This is not a cheap truck, mind you. So we go for here. We've got the ability to have either 4 or 5, depending on which line we want to use. But we've got to go for the middle one, and that'll give us 4 evenly spaced spotlights. Okay. Now we move down here. Now, one thing I have noticed with this is this particular visor should have 2 white marker lights, one there, one about there, and one about there, which are required by law. Now, these can either be shining through or mounted to. Or maybe even added here and here. Old style Scania visor. Could do with being moved down and out a bit. Doesn't quite sit properly. This one sits a little better, but could do with being angled slightly so that it kind of goes up here. If you notice, this one here of the Mighty Griffin has got your position light there and there, which are a legal requirement in Europe. Paint Luxury with slightly different profile with 3 center lights. Intake does clip with the bodywork slightly. In fact, it's slightly off to one side. Same with the intake. Full paint, slipstream, full paint, and stock. It's just slightly off to one side, not by much, but it is there. Singularity, on the other hand, fits quite nice. Ranger, again, could do with being moved forward and re-angled slightly so it kind of goes up here, like this one. I think that is actually meant to be transparent. Yeah, it's a very dark smoked plastic. If very reflective smoked plastic is your thing, then you'll like this. Octo, just like the Singularity. Yeah, I presume they light up. Not actually tried them. I've been full paint. That one clips a bit and is slightly out of position. Up the top. There. The Eradicator. Again, that is nice. That's a very full paint. Maybe a half height one. The Eradicator would be nice as well. So let's go with that one. Two options for visors. However, you need the long one if you have a visor. However, that is slightly out of position because he's actually pushing on the glass. Might actually be in the glass, actually. Yeah, it looks like it's in the glass. Moving down to the front. A window sticker. If window stickers are your thing. They are, however, are not mine, but if they are, fair dues. Stone guards. If stone guards are your thing, I mean, this particular one looks better without them. One of the very few trucks I've come across that does. Although, I might try it with that one. I don't know yet. Crown badge, or was it? The colour badge is a little bit off if you have the metallic. It's got like a oil slick effect. Now this here, the grill, is all this inlay mesh here. Chrome. A second chrome one. Stock one, or a streamline with these here. Reminiscent of the V8s of the old legacy Scanias. Move down, you got a series of different finishes from stock to black, if you like a dark colour one, paint, which doesn't look too bad, or chrome. Optionable Scania badges, 747 krona. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did actually cost that much. But again, they're optional, you don't need them. And then you've got the lower grille, similar sort of thing, painted, coloured, or chrome, We'll go with stock. And a load of different accessories here. TIR plates, G plates. Some do float above where they're supposed to. But not everyone does. It's up to you if you want to fit that kind of stuff. They're not massively important. The other thing is, this particular model does not actually have a license plate, so I'll need to use one of the in-game ones that come with the mod. It's around here somewhere. There we are. Number plate R700. Doesn't add one to the back. Again, it's not really a big problem. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 styles of headlights. Original, with a cover, full painted. So we'll put those there. But also as well, the Model X. I personally, I'm not a fan of these ones. I much prefer the stock ones. Just purely because they fill more of this space. These look a bit too small. Moving down a bit further, we have the bull bars. 2 rails with spotlights on. Kelso rail. Again, HS support. Kelso Euro bar again. That could do with being pushed back a little bit more. It's about there. And yeah, it is available in paint or standard features. So, oh yeah, and you've also got the chrome bumpers of the Mighty Griffin pack. Both versions of Thor from the next gen and the original Scania. Well, it kind of does block part of the headlight vision. Again, the Viking, we can't really use that one because it gets in the way of the headlights. Same with that one, it kind of blocks off the headlights. That was not too bad. At least the headlights are clear. It supports Schubert's paintable bull bar. Again, this one could do with being lifted up a little bit because it blocks off the driving lights. Well, mind you, so does Goliath for that matter. So when it comes to a bull bar, I think that's going to be the best one here. So we'll put in, you can have 5 on the bottom or you can have 4 on the top. I've gone for 4 because it nicely complements those. And get down here, we have a series of additional bars. Ideally, they ain't perfect. I think that one's probably the best one here, the Sting. Again, it does support Obolino's Borman markers off Steam Workshop. They are not part of the actual mod. Coming out of the side, we've got a series of different side pipes. So we'll put these ones up. Yeah, you've got all these different. I personally think that we could do with having one with just a blank piece here, like on the other side. If we want to have side exhausts, like those. There's no point in having those and a set of side pipes, it just doesn't quite make sense. On the back, set of high pipes, set of dual high pipes, triple high pipes. Yes, you can have a church organ on the back of your truck if you so desire. RGL style exhausts. With various different styles. Coming around here. So that's the front done. Now we move to the side. It does have an add-on for flag support. So if you like your flags, you can fly your flags. It does have a series of wind deflectors, although I think the fit could be a little bit better. But you got your mirrors with chrome, painted, or plastic. Those do flash, by the way, quite nicely. That's on the inside there. That's on there. That's on there. That's on there. Take that off. Side mirror is changeable, just like the RJL. So put those in colour. On the side here we've got black plastic, painted, and chrome. Chrome, as always in Euro Truck, looks a little bit artificial, but that's Euro Truck for you. It's nothing to do with this mod. Has all the range of wheels and tyres. And yes, it also supports the Michelin paint pack. Yeah, Michelin tyre pack, sorry. And also as well the wheel tuning kit. And also Mighty Griffin. As well as the Raven tuning kit, or at least the accessories. Now this being a Scania, it wants vanity. Why SCS did not put the vanity, the standard hub, on all Scanias, I do not know. But that is SCS for you. Probably because at the time they probably didn't realise that Scania had conical hubs, which you can't blame them for. They're a software company, not a truck company. So let's move inside. This is what we get inside. On the back, support for Mighty Griffin, Raven and Dragon tuning packs, so you can have a nice Dragon, a nice Raven or a V8 badge. But coming with this is a poster on the back, rather nice tapestry of a female there, some pop star. Apparently this is customizable, saying your poster, but I don't know where it is in the mod. Perhaps the author can message me and let me know as to where I can find it and change the DDS. Yeah, so I can put like a flag or something there. It does support some of Cecil's Mega Pack, but not all of it. So yeah, magazines, duffel bag, that. Although it fails the Techier test. I can't have the cat on the cab there, and although he can go there, looks like he's about to leap onto the dash or leap onto the windscreen. But it would be nice to have him asleep down there. Get the cat asleep on there, it's passed the test. Has its own table, which has its own texture. Can't quite tell what that is actually. No, wrong one. Mighty Griffin table. Mighty Griffin table from the S, although it's not really meant for this cab, so it clips a bit. Which is understandable really, because the S and the old next gen have a totally different dashboard shape, so it's not surprising there's a little bit of clipping there. It's really meant for the old style dashboards, to which the centre and the long dashboard table, come from. So we put that there. Again, support on the table for the Cecil Mega Pack. Putting this table on here means that the truck passes, if I can find him, the Techier test. Passes the test. Not necessarily flying colours, but I can have the cat lying on the dashboard. Moving down here, space for some small items, tin of Red Bull. Slightly out of position, it kind of clips there. That would never stay upright. Cigarettes. If your truck character is a smoker, Nutella. Tissue box, really handy these days with that virus. Yes, that is a really old phone. So moving forwards, it has that GPS there, or that GPS there. I personally think this would be better there, on this corner. It's a little bit big. I'm not a keen fan of big things in the window. I don't mind them on the dashboard. There, it's a bit of a necessity because the 5 Series, this GPS here is, as you can see, it's at the driving line. So you really need something there. Again, supports Cecil's Mega Pack for the windscreens. Even though I've got the Mighty Griffin, I don't really use those things because I'm not a keen fan of things in the window. That's just personal preference. Got the curtains. And they're alright. They're not. Personally, I'm not a keen fan of them, but they're okay. I'd rather have those. But again, they're not really designed for the archive. In fact, these are slightly off to one side. It kind of clips there, so I think it needs to be nudged over to the left a smite. Not a big issue. If you like fluffy dice, you've got plenty of them. And who doesn't like fluffy dice? Nice hanging dangly things. Skyrim Dragon, footballs, golf balls, the moon, disco ball. Spider-Man. Dashcam with a GPS in there. A dash cam looking out through the front. CB radio. I personally think it is more to do with the Cecil's mod than anything else. Is that the CB radio does kind of clip with the console there. I probably will do on the other side as well. But that's more to do with the shape of the cab, not the actual mod author. It does it on the SCS version of the top line cab as well. You can put your mirror back if you wanted. And yeah, you can have an absolute load of sticky things in the window. Now these are useful. I personally wouldn't have much in there. Maybe a no smoking sign, as long as it doesn't float. Because again, oh, it actually that's a problem. It floats outside the cab. Bit of a shame, that is. As you can see, the dashboard, the camera is, well, this sucker mount is sticking through the window. So it looks like they need to be moved inwards on the exterior model. Again, it's not really a massive problem, because I generally don't use stuff like that. I like a clear windscreen. Center console, you can get the bags, various other things. Moving forwards, you have the Season Megapack steering wheel. So if you like old school 3 and 4 spoke steering wheels, then yeah, you can have them. Although, to be honest, in a truck like this, doesn't really suit it. A matching for the exclusive 6 series. Well, that is a nice match for that. Can't quite tell what the... Now, we got red here and green here. It might be worth at some point having, like how Vadik has done with his XF, having the internal seats and stuff fully choosable. But that's not a big problem by anybody's standards. I like that. I do like that. I'm not quite sure why I want Boba Fett shoved on the steering wheel or steering ball in the middle of the steering wheel, but that's somehow where it goes. Probably because it picks up something with the steering wheel, and because he's added a node there, the game thinks that's where it belongs. Although driving that would actually do my head in on a bright sunny day. The sun, coming from behind you, quite high up, catching on that and beating you in the eye. The colour coordinated, on the other hand, is a nice feature. I do like that. It would be nice to actually see it on all the other steering wheels. And yes, it says R700. I've just even noticed, actually. Yeah, that is a nice feature. I like that. That really is. Whoever's, the mod author, when he's done this, he really has thought about this. There's a couple of other features I like in this cab as well. This here, there, and there, and obviously on the back there. When I first saw it, I thought, there's a hole in this cab. I can see through it. But then it dawned on me what it actually is, because I noticed this line here. It wasn't a missing panel. It's air ducting. So the air hits it and gets drawn in through this gap and up through there. Just like what goes on here and here. What a very clever and elegant feature. I like that. That is absolutely beautiful. So we'll put this my base in Aalborg. So this is what I've just brought. And I've driven many mods on Euro Truck Simulator 2. And I can honestly say that this particular Scania, not only is it a keeper, but it is one of the nicest trucks I have ever put on the game. Now the sound pack sounds like it comes from the next generation Scania. Not a problem. I personally would like to have the sound of the older Scania, but that's just me. I like the old Scania, you know, the older, more bassy, thundery sound of the V8, which you don't really get with the next generation. So whilst I'm in Stockholm, let's see if I've got a trailer in Stockholm, and we'll take it for a small drive. No. So. Right. Go figure. Let's make that white. Actually, I'll take that one. So now, I'm in Aalborg. Nope, 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 I want garage manager. Right. So let's just take this truck for a small drive. Let the handbrake off. Yeah, it does seem strange having two GPS in the cab, but when that is down there, having that one there makes it a little bit easier. And yes, being 1.38, 1.37, opening windows are present. One thing that this truck misses is a wide angle on the mirror pods. However, the mod author has already been emailed about that and will fix it in a future update. Now if you're driving a 4x2 chassis like I am, you need to be very careful when coupling up, because the coupling height of the chassis is a little bit low. So if you're not careful, you can overshoot the pin like that. However, I've actually hit the pin dead on. So what have we got? I mean, this is obviously MD Modding's Chiru trailer. We have a nicely close coupled trailer. There are some mods which are closer than this, and there are some which are a little bit further away. For a 4x2, that is a good coupling distance. Very accurate. I like it. You know, inside we got two lovely modelled captain's chairs. What if they're air-spunked? I don't know. And yes, a very good sound system as well, Pioneer. Shame that he's not put a Pioneer stereo in place of the RJL spec CD player. A nice Pioneer stereo or something like matching the speakers would be nice, but not essential. Right, let's put steering wheel to one side a second. You've got full animation of the shifter there. Although the brakes aren't animated. One thing I have noticed is that the cruise control is set to 55, whereas on the other model it's set at something like 25, so I'm guessing that's in Fahrenheit. Ideally it would be nice to see something like 18 on there. This being a Scania, it would be centigrade or Celsius. I'm not quite sure what 55 degrees Fahrenheit is in centigrade. On this side we have the wipers and indicators. Yeah, fully animated there. Now, I have a funny feeling that the high beam light horn and the high beam lock on and lock off are the wrong way around. I think that should be going on to high beam as normal, and when you want to flash somebody it should come up. Although, having never driven a Scania, I cannot be 100% certain on this. But don't worry, I think the SCS models are the same too. The dashboard is quite legible. I need to assign a zoom key. But you've got the scrolling display to the right of the speedometer. As you can see, temperature, fuel, cruise control, 3 settings. And yes, the buttons for the electric windows do move. Now, somewhere on here, on the dashboard, there is the controls for the exhaust brake. And on the RJL, they do rock. can't see them on this one, so I don't quite know where they are. Yep, switchgear moves there. Now, the RGL only has on and off with wipers. This has got all 3 modes. Well, that's a plus point for a start off. I like the tinting of the centre of the sunroof. Although light does appear to be coming through. There's a small gap there. But again, that's not really a big problem. The tachograph is missing from the display there. There should be a hours of service logging device in that section. It's in the 6 series cabs, just not in the 5 series. And yes, the switch for the wipers does move. Has a light button, doesn't flash, but I'm not sure if it does on the SES model, so I can't really confirm that. Exhaust brake was on. There is a little bit of light bleed from the turn signals on the driver's side mirror casing. Well, again, that's not a big problem. Let's go around the block with it. Retarder light comes on. Again, that's fairly accurate. So as a long-time fan of the RGL, would I recommend this Scania mod to anybody who is after a Scania mod? And the answer is a big, fat yes. Yep. I need to turn the window blocker on. Because normally I have the camera window block turned on. Now this is an absolute beauty. Just put the two side by side here. And this mod will be in my fleet list for some time to come, because this is an absolute beauty of a truck. Why Scania made that cab instead of that cab, I have no idea. That really is a beautiful design. It's imposing when you're on the highway. Gives you a lot of presence on the road. You've got excellent visibility. And it is more evolution rather than revolution. There's a lot about the S series and the next generation R series that many drivers are not a fan of. But the R series, the R700, if you're after a Scania mod to go alongside your RJLs and your Freds, this is the one.